Welcome to this talk about business for the glory of God. That is our agenda here in Ontyme Investment Solution, business for the glory of God. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 gives us that we need to remember. It says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you ability to produce wealth." Two things we get from this particular verse. One, remember the Lord in business. That's why when we are investing in Ontyme Investment Solution, we are remembering God in our business. And we do this by not being expensive and availing the needs and wants at an affordable price and offering genuine, transparent, and honest service. We will be serving God through that. Two, God gives the ability to produce wealth. So the opportunity, the ideas, and the resources are abilities that God has given us to reach unto the needs and wants of others for the glory of God. So we are going to use our ideas. We are going to use our opportunities. We are going to use our resources, because through them, it is the ability that God has given us to be able to reach unto others. The book of Jeremiah chapter 9 verse 23 to 24, it says, "Let not the wise man boast of his wisdom, or the strong man of his strength, or the rich man boast of his riches. But let him who boasts boast about this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord, who exercises kindness, justice, and righteousness on earth. For in this I delight, declares the Lord." Three very important things we get from that particular verse that we need to boast about. And when we are boasting about them, we are supposed to boast about kindness, justice, and righteousness. And that is what our initiative is going to invest in. That we understand and know God is to know that it is Him who gives us the ability to produce wealth, and it is upon us that we do business for the glory of His name. Two, exercise kindness by helping the poor, the needy, and the less fortunate in society, by enabling them have an income generating activity. We will be exercising kindness. Then three, justice be revealed through our transaction in business. Let us have genuine, honest prices for the glory of God. We will be enhancing justice. Finally, righteousness on earth is revealed by revealing Jesus Christ in our business transaction. So the Lord will be delighted in our business if we do these three major things and boast about them, that we are kind, we are just, and we are righteous in our business transaction. The book of Luke chapter 12 verse 15, it tells us, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kind of greed. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." So our initiative is going to help us take guard against all kinds of greed. One, we have to be on a guard against all kinds of greed in business transactions. Everyone willing to do business with us will give us a quotation of their goods and services, and will make a decision where to engage our businesses for the glory of God. Two, we are not after abundance, but everyone be contented by meeting the needs and wants of his family. That is number two. And through those two things, we'll be able to be on guard of greed. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 9 tells us, "People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction." And our initiative is to be able to take care that people are not tempted to an extent they are going to be destroyed because of the need of wanting to be rich. So our mandate is to safeguard God's people against temptations, traps, foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. So our mandate is to safeguard God's people, and that's why we are doing business for the glory of God. We will safeguard all the investors upon investing in business that do not give God glory and honor. So our mandate is to safeguard. We are speaking for the voiceless, and by speaking to the voiceless, we are ensuring that people don't invest in schemes that are not giving God glory and honor. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10 tells us, For the love of money is the root of all kind of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. So what we are going to do to guard this? This verse is giving us a mandate of relieving all those that have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs by showing them how to invest for the glory of God. Number 2, we will create for them the opportunity to do business genuinely, grow their income in various activities that we are going to engage ourselves in. And 3, to love money leads to evil. So for us to curb this, we sell the idea that we will be money, that will be money rather than money that will buy the idea. So we are going to sell the idea to be money and not money to buy the idea. James chapter 4 verse 1 to 2. What is causing the quarrels and fights among you? Isn't it because there is a whole army of evil desires within you? You want what you don't have, so you kill to get it. You long for what others have and can't afford it, so you start a fight to take it away from them. And yet the reason you don't have what you want is that you don't ask God for it. So we are going to enable and ensure that people understand that whatever you want, it is God who provides. How? 1, our mandate is to curb the quarrels and fights dealing with evil desires in business transaction. 2, we provide what families want and need to avoid killing in business to get what they don't have, afford what others have by asking God to bless our ventures, investments, and opportunities. And 3, greed often accompanies prosperity and can lead to crime. That's why we are coming with an idea to curb this from happening. We are curbing greed so that every one of us that invests with us will know that indeed it is God who gives the ability for us to get wealth and to be rich. Luke chapter 12 verse 33 to 34. It says, sell your possessions and give to the poor. Provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will not be exhausted, where no thieves comes near and no moths destroy. So for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So how is our business going to meet this? The Bible has told us to sell our possessions. What are we possessing? We are possessing ideas, we are possessing opportunities, we are possessing resources, we are possessing richness through gift of talents. So all these are our possessions, is what we have, and we need to sell them out. So by selling them out, we are meeting a need of somebody else. And number 1, our business is to sell our possessions and give to the poor. We provide opportunities for the poor and the needy, have income generating activities from our possessions. So we give them sales and marketing opportunities, we give them purchasing and supplies opportunities, we give them transport and communication opportunities, and we do project planning and management for them. Those are our possessions, and that is what we are selling out to the poor and to the needy. So through this, we provide passes for ourselves that will not wear out. So by reaching to the poor, the needy with our possessions, we are having passes for ourselves. And our possession is our idea that we are selling and giving to the poor. So the more we give, the greater will be our reward. So the more families we reach out to, the more families that invest with us, then it will be a greater reward for us, because we are going to manifest God in the families. So the investment strategy that God recommends. How does God want us to invest? Because the Bible, the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 17 and 19 tells us of which in strategy does God recommend. So God commands those who are rich in the present world not to be arrogant, not to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. So we are supposed to command to do good. We are commanding those who are rich. So if you are rich and you are going to invest with us, we will command you to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. So in this way, They will also lay their treasures for themselves, a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life. And 2, our mandate is to take up the task of uniting the rich and the poor in business. So in business transaction, we are going to unite the rich and the poor, genuinely giving God glory and honor through the opportunities, ideas, and resources before us. The book of Philippians chapter 4 verse 12 and to 13 tells us contentment is not related to amount of money or possession. So contentment, for you to be contented, to be satisfied, it is not related with how much money do you have or how much possession do you have. Because it says, I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of contentment. So in our business, we are going to teach and we are going to ensure the secret of contentment in every situation has been understood in the family setup. There are times when life is very hard, and in this particular time, there must be a way to be able to curb this particular incident. So whether it be a full stomach or hunger, plenty or want, for I can do everything God asks me to with the help of Christ who gives me strength and power. So we spearhead the secret of contentment in our business and in every situation by doing everything God asks us to with the help of Christ, who gives us strength and power. And that's why we are coming as an initiative that gives God glory and honor. So some of the strategies are through crowdsourcing and crowdfunding to the poor, the needy, and the less fortunate in society. Through that, they will be able to be contented. This is what we can find when we are all of us together. This is what we can be able to share when we are all of us together. So, God asks us to return tithe also and offerings to Him. In the return, He promises unlimited blessings. So, for us to be able to get these blessings, God has mandated us in the book of Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 to 10 that we normally rob God in tithes and offerings. Because when we go to church, we need to give. We need to return our tithes. And where does one get these tithes and returns of offering, returns of tithes and offering? It is through the income generating activity we are going to create for them. It's through the income generating activities we are going to have, so that we can have what to return to God, we can have what to give as offering. So we need to bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, that there may be good, may be food in God's house. That's what we are going to do. So this is the test we have been given. And that is why our percentage shares is as follows. 10% of the profit we get, it is God's tithe. 20% of the profit we get, it is our offerings. 30% of the profit we get is what we are going to share. 50% of the profit goes back to the business transactions that we are doing. So if we do this, God will throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessings that will not have room enough for it. So God has told us to try by being faithful to Him. And our business transactions are going to reveal the faithful steward. And that's why we are investing in business, so that from the incomes we get, we give God glory and honor. So Christ endorsed tithing, even in the book of Matthew 23 verse 23. But you have neglected the more important matters of the law, justice. Transact justice business for the glory of God is our mandate. 2, mercy. Show mercy to the poor, the needy, the less fortunate in the society and the community. And 3, faithfulness. So be faithful in our business transaction and returning of the tithe and offerings. So we should practice the latter without neglecting the former. So that is our mandate in this initiative. So how may all rich and poor honor God? Proverbs 3 verse 9 gives us how will the rich and the poor, when they have brought together, honor God. They will honor the Lord with their wealth, with the first fruits of their crops, when the barns will be filled to overflowing and the vats will brim over with new wine. Wealth creation for the honoring of God and the glory of His name through business opportunities. And then crops investment to feed the families and provide business opportunities are ways we are going to honor God in our riches and even to the poor. Matthew 6 verse 3 tells us that if we put God first, He will take care of all our needs. And that's why God first in business, and all the other needs was going to be taken care of. Seek first the kingdom and his righteousness. We invest for the glory of God and do righteous business before the presence of God, then man. So we have to be right before God before we be right before man. So financial counsel from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 10 to 20 gives us a guideline on how we are going to run our business. 1, it says, he who loves money shall never have enough. So the love of money, we are going to look at how do you love money and how do you need not to love money. Then the foolishness of thinking that wealth brings happiness. We are going to deal with the foolishness of thinking that when you are wealthy is when you are happy. So the more you have, the more you spend, right up to the limits of your income. What is advantage of wealth except perhaps to watch it as it runs through your fingers? Then the man who works hard sleeps well. So if we work hard, we are going to sleep well. Whether we eat little or much, we are going to sleep well. But the rich must worry and suffer insomnia. So we don't want people to suffer, worry, and to be worried and suffer insomnia. Then savings are put in risky investments that turn sour as soon as there is nothing left to pass on to one's son. So we don't want people to save in risky investments. That's why we are coming as an initiative to help the families invest rightly. Then the man who speculates is soon back to where he began without nothing. So we don't want speculations. This is a very serious problem, speculations. So for all his hard work has been for nothing, he has been working for the wind. We don't want people to work for the wind. We want people to see what they are working for. So all the rest of his life is under a cloud, gloomy, discouraged, frustrated, and hungry. Those are the things we are dealing with, which are emotional. So we don't want people to be gloomy. We don't want people to be discouraged. We don't want people to be frustrated and hungry. That's why we are bringing this business initiative. To enjoy your work and accept your lot in life, that is indeed the gift from God. So we are bringing the gift of you enjoying your work, of you accepting your lot in life. That is why we are investing into families. And finally, the person who does that will not need to look back with sorrow on his past, for God gives him joy. That's why we are investing for the glory of God, so that we can get joy. So, God expects fairness in business dealings. The book of Proverbs chapter 16 verse 11 says, the Lord demands fairness in every business deal. So he established this principle, and that is what we are embracing. Fairness in every business deal. So honesty and fairness are also expected of those who wish to please God. So if you want to please God, then come and invest with us with honesty and fairness. Isaiah chapter 3 verse 15, who can live here in this business? Who can live here? 1, all who are honest and fair can live in this business. Who reject making profit by fraud can live in this business. Who hold back their hands from taking bribes can live in this business. Who refuse to listen to those who plot murder can live in this business. And who shut their eyes to all enticement to do wrong can live in this business. Those are our building blocks of this business, that we are going to be honest and fair. We are going to reject profit by fraud. We are going to hold our backs from taking bribes. We are going to refuse to listen to those who are plotting murder so that we can get money. And we are going to shut our eyes from all enticements of doing wrong, because we are giving God glory and honor. So it is important to work to earn a living. Even the Bible encourages us to work, and that's why we are providing working opportunities. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 11 to 12 says, yet we hear that some of you are living in laziness, refusing to work and wasting your time in gossiping. So for us to remove people from this particular element, we need to remove ourselves from it. That's why we are creating jobs and work opportunities. Why? We command them to quiet down and go to work. We get to work. That's why we are providing jobs and work opportunities for those who are willing to work with us for the glory of God. And then we earn our living from that work. So if you are of the same mind, thought, and idea, then Follow the links that we are sharing, and you'll be part and parcel of us in this investment. May God bless.